Rah! Whoa. Who makes that sound? Did you say bear? That's right. And this is a special little bear. This is a polar bear. He lives where it's very, very icy and cold in places like Manitoba. Very cold places. And this is the story of the very colorful polar bear. Once upon a time, there was a very lovely white polar bear. He lived at the zoo. He liked to do lots of tricks for the children. He would toss around and go upside down and roll in the grass and do all kinds of tricks. And then he would sit back down and he would clap his big hands. And then the children would clap their hands too. This is your turn. Children, help Vicky. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. And that made the polar bear very happy. So, one day, the polar bear saw there were men painting the buildings next to where he lived. And he saw that they left 3 cans of paint. 1, 2, 3. Next to his fence. When they went home that night, Polar Bear went and got the 3 cans of paint. And that night, White Polar Bear put his big paw into one of the cans of paint. What color paint was it? Yellow. 1 drop. Yellow. And he rolled around in the paint, and he rolled and he rolled, and he became, let's put a little bit more in there. Oh my, he became yellow. Look at that, yellow color. And the next day, the children came back to the zoo, and the polar bear did his tricks up and down and all around, and then he clapped, and the children clapped and stomped their feet. But they said, Polar bear, your color's so bright. We liked you better when your color was white. Oh, because now he's yellow. Oh, goodness. So that night, Polar Bear put his big paw into another can of paint. What color? Blue. Here we go. And he rolled around and he mixed himself up and he became the color greeny blue. And he went back to the zoo. And the next day, the children came and they saw the polar bear do his tricks up and down, and all around, and upside down, and then sit down and clap his hands. And the children clap their hands and stomp their feet. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. And the children said, Polar bear, your color's so bright. But we liked you best when your color was white. Oh, they don't like the greeny blue color. That night, though, Polar Bear put his big paw into another can of paint. What color? Red. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. And he rolled around, and he rolled around, and he became, oh, what color? Brown. And he got up in the morning and he did his tricks for the children, and he rolled around, and he got upside down, and he went everywhere, and he sat back down and he clapped. And the children clapped and stomped their feet. And they said, Polar bear, your color's so bright. We liked you best when your color was white. So that night, Polar Bear looked at the children, and the children looked at Polar Bear, and the Polar Bear looked at the children. Then he jumped into the water, and he swam, and he swam, and he swam, and washed, and washed, and washed, and he swam, and he swam, and he swam, so deep the children couldn't even see him anymore. And he swam, and swam, and swam, and swam. And finally, Polar Bear came out of the water. Out of the water came Polar Bear. And the children clapped their hands and stomped their feet. And they said, Polar Bear, your color's just right. We like you best. We think you're so pretty and white. There we go. The bear decided never again to change his color. After all, polar bears are supposed to be white. See? He's now white. His colors are changing back, and he's cleaned himself up, and now he's becoming a white polar bear once again. And here's our little polar bear. You say goodbye to the children. Bye.